どうも皆さんこんちゃばんは、素早いンガルスンです。ヒットマン3日本語版続きをプレイしていきたいと思います。前回はね、このアラブ首長国連邦ドバイの方をミッションストーリーすべてクリアしましたので、今回イギリスはダートムーア。ホラーですよ。なんだこの今にも獣狩りが始まりそうな雰囲気は。くら。この違いすごくない？エルーシブターゲット待ってる。これやらんとな。ミッション家族の死。これだね。では、ブリーフィングを見ていこう。
She came home.
Carlisle's lost an empire. You fall hard enough, you tend to be reminded of what truly matters. So, the end of the line. You ready for this?
Are you? Who will you be, without a score to settle?
I guess the world's most wanted fugitive will have to do.
Alexa Carlisle is dead. According to the funeral invitation, that is. So naturally, it caused quite a stir when the late matriarch turned up at the breakfast table, alive and kicking. Carlisle, wisely sensing that her number is up, has emerged from exile to tie up loose ends and secure the Carlisle legacy. She may be a monster, but you have to admire her due diligence. Carlisle descends from an ancient line of warrior aristocrats. Her great-grandfather made a killing in the Second Opium War and established an empire in shipping, railroads, and newspaper publishing. While largely unknown to the public, the family still asserts its quiet dominance over global transport and logistics, media, and technology. Most senior of the partners, Alexa Carlisle, is cold as ice, tough as nails, and sharp as a razor. Incidentally, it was her late father who first brought the three families together after the end of World War II at this very house, meaning that this gentleman is the birthplace of Providence.
It began here, and it ends here. Talk about poetic.
One more thing. According to our intel, Carlisle keeps a case file on the Constant, information that may be helpful in his recapture, so don't leave the estate without it.
Right. Happy hunting, 47. See you on the other side.
なるほど。彼女がパートナー3人のうちの最上位の人物だったんだね。そしてこの彼女がいる家というか地域がプロビデンス誕生の地。はあ、なるほどなるほど。カーライル家は由緒あるか。英国系。はあ。バラ戦争ってなんだろう。実際にあったのかな。そう、アヘンで大儲けしたって言ってたよね、その先祖が。ほんでまあもろもろやってきましてと。あ、エーテル社はあれだね、ウイルス作ってたところで、クローンシュタットは前作のマイアミの本社みたいなとこあって、はいはいはい、結構噛んでんな、やっぱりプロビデンスの上位人物となれば最上位か言うてね。ほー。世界で最も権力を持つ影の女性、30年以上。すごいな。アレクサだけが不吉な前兆を冷静に感じ取って、そして最高管理者アーサー・エドワーズの策略に屈している。なるほど。だから彼女だけパッと逃げることができたんだろうな、ヘリで。まあこれは大事だよね。彼女が独自に仕入れた集めた情報をね、こちらが入手してアーサー・エドワーズ、コンスタントを捕まえる手がかりにしたいと。プランニング、そう、ちょっと待ってね。そう、これ見てください。ドバイマスターランク最大までやっときました。収録外にね、コツコツとその経験値を貯めてね、20まで行ったんですが、何か使えるもんないかなってこれ一応見とこうと思ってね。どれを入手したかとかいちいち覚えてないから、 ただでも基本的にはマーク3だったりとかさ、このヒットマン3で一通り最初に使えそうな装備ってことかな。ではプランニングやっていこうか。開始地点、メイン道路、庭、スタッフルーム、図書室。これだいぶ中入れたらでかいだろうな。屋敷の後ろってなんだかっこいいね。んだこの服装は。実用的かつおしゃれなウールのロングジャケット。味のあるグレーで、揃いのグレーのパンツに、中には濃い色のタートルネックのセーターを着て。なんだそれなんか高級料理の説明文みたいな。オッケー。まあそうね、銃はやっぱりなるべく音小さい方がいいから、遠距離から撃つってこともそうないしな。それだったらスナイパーライフル持ってくしね。はい、ということでミッションダートムーンは家族の死はこちらのプランでやっていきたいと思います。
Thornbridge Manor, the Carlisle family's home for countless generations. The Revenant Alexa Carlisle and her 3 adult children, younger brother Zachary, grandson and daughter-in-law, are all gathered to conduct Carlisle's sham funeral. Curiously, Carlisle summoned a famous London PI soon after arriving this morning, but his purpose at Thornbridge is yet unclear. Now, the target knows that you're coming, and her guard detail is top-notch. So Mr. Gray will secure their nearby field HQ and intercept all calls going in and out of the estate. Any appeal for backup is going to fall on very deaf ears. Good luck, gentlemen.
よっしゃー。うわ、広っまあさすがに全部はいけないだろうけど、屋敷はまた大きそうなね、立派な屋敷があるわ。ソーンブリッジマナーだっけ。カーライル家が代々暮らしてきた屋敷。そして私立探偵もいるってことだから、そいつに化けたら、彼だ。手っ取り早いじゃん。
Phineas Whitmer, private investigator. I have an appointment with Madame Carlisle. Please wait.
Mr. Whitmer is here to see Madame Carlisle. You can go right in.
That is Phineas Whitmer, the famous private investigator hired by Madame Carlisle this morning. I'm curious why he's here. Maybe you should do some detecting yourself, 47.
待って待って待って。待って、ミッションストーリー来てるね。
A famous private investigator summoned by Alexa Carlisle has arrived at Thornbridge Manor. If you take his place, it may be an opportunity to get close to Madame Carlisle.
なるほど。だが彼は一足先に入ってしまった。私も入る。当たり前のように不法侵入。やんだおめえ目いいな。だそれやおい。これって水辺歩けるかな。オッケー。だったら勝てるわ。待って、なんかある。レンガはいいね。彼どうしようかな。なんかめっちゃ屋敷の使用人みたいな。さてどうしたもんかね。どのタイミングで彼に仕掛ければいい。いや、まだついていこうね。なんぼでもいける。
Can I take you to Madame Carlisle?
Please do.
If you'd follow me.
よしよしよしよしよし。まあ待てまあ待てな。
I know I oughtn't say anything, but I'm so relieved you're here. Everything's just so strange. Preparing for Madame's funeral and then she turns up alive. But then the awful business with her brother Zachary. And all this security. I've never seen a place guarded like this. And I dare say I don't like it at all.
弟のカザリーが
By the way, I told Kate about
何かあ
this
ったのか。
text.
ちょっと待って。
What did she say?
いや、後をつけるとこれ以上無理やって。服着替えないと。堂々といけませんって、それはさすがに。窓から入るか。身体検査。いや、ダメだ。私はいろんなやべえもん持ってるからこのまま入っちゃバレる。ここ行けるんじゃね。 OK。よいしょー。侵入完了しました。待って、大丈夫。サーベルはやばい。サーベルはやばい。いらん。そんなもん持ってたら怪しまれるとこの騒ぎじゃない。バールだったらよかったけどね。俺来た。早速ロックブレイク。カメラには気をつけてね。 前のステージのね、ドバイではいきなり見つかって苦労したからさ。やっぱりサイレントアサシンで行きたいじゃん。おお。鏡の反射したその中のね、景色もだいぶ綺麗になってんな。これなんだろう。なんか写真撮影とかあるらしい。カメラマンになりすましてとか。うわー、これ隠せないのか。非課希望はダメだ。
That appears to be a half-burned diary belonging to Zachary Carlisle. It says he and Madame Carlisle murdered their older brother 46 years ago, and that Mr. Fernsby helped them cover it up. He was planning to confess it all. Interesting.
ほう。やっべえ、暗えとこがあんだな。いや、多すぎる。そっちはいけない。多すぎる。こっちもいけない。待ってな。どうしよう。これね、でも彼ら来そうだな。だったら、コインを使ってして危ねえし、ほんともうやめてくれギリギリの判定やめて。ほんとに怖いから。着替えまして、よっしゃー。これ何の服装？使用人。コインめっちゃ使ったんですけど、全部拾わないと。3枚ある？あった。非課希望は持ってたらやばい、これ。いや、やばいわ。ゴルフ、もうダメだ。そんなもん持ってんじゃねえって言われる。彼には見つかると。彼女か。まあでも、使用人にさえ着替えればある程度自由に動けるんじゃなかろうか。上だな。で、探偵はどこ行ったの？待ってな。
Unusual for a butler to burn leather. I don't know what you... Seeds, Mr. Fernsby.
ほう。皮の焼けた匂い。なんだろう、それ。人の皮膚って意味なのか、それとも人が身につけていた革製の何かを燃やした匂いとか。さすが探偵だね。監視カメラがありそうでないな。待ってな。うわ、これ監視カメラどこにあるだろう。多分1階にはないと思うわ。こういうのって。やめろ。
Rebecca? Yes. She's insistent that one. She kept asking all kinds of questions.
何
Who had the other one?
彼持ってんの？ファイル。
You did make sure she didn't see you give the other one to the butler.
執事。
course.
OK。なんでついてくんの？やめなって。どうやら執事が何かの片方を持っているらしい。よしよし。こう入っちゃダメかな。うわ、いける？よし。
Oh dear God, not this again.
はあ、何か家族会議をしているらしい。ただこれどうやったら探偵に変装できるかね。いける。どっか行こうとしてる。なんかね、近くに小部屋があってそこに呼べたら一番いいんですけど、ここも良さそうだけどな。彼がいるからな。うまいことさ、うわ、いっぱいいるわ。いっぺいいた。どうやって変装すればいい？どこが最適だ？いやでも外って隠すとこなくない？多分箱とかあるかな。で、あとね、行っちゃいけないところがある。オッケー。来た来た。待って待って待って待って。ルンルルンルルン。あれ大丈夫かな？下ここって見えるかね？人いないな。で、もう一丁、もう箱の前まで飛ばし、大丈夫？大丈夫？おめえだけ？おめえ、やばい。これ他人来たか？
stuff around here. Come on.
せ早くコイン取れおめえはコイン取っときゃいいんだよ。来ねえよな誰も。頼むぞ。よし、これですぐ入れて完璧じゃねえかおい。着替えよ。
If you're dressed like a Detective 47, you might as well act the detective. I suggest you go talk to the butler.
確かに執事の野郎が何か持ってるらしいからな。んレンガ何個レンガ行くぜ。もうちょっと使用人の服装でね調べてもよかったかもしれないけど。
Mr. Whitmer, are you ready to inspect the crime scene now?
OK。
I am.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
ファンズ B。 さっきなんかファイルで見たなその名前。こいつなんか持ってんだろ。
I feel obliged to point out that current affairs surrounding Madame Carlisle are of a delicate nature. You may be familiar with the recent announcement of her death. You will probably learn that a staged funeral is scheduled to take place tomorrow. Madame's children were not informed until this morning that their mother was in fact not dead at all. So please bear with them if they seem affected by the rather unusual situation. I trust I do not need to remind you that there will be consequences if word gets out that Madame Carlisle is still alive.
I'll consider her dead when I leave.
Before you inspect the crime scene, I will tell you this. The case concerns the death of Mr. Zachary, Madame Carlisle's younger brother. He was found dead in his bed this morning. The door was locked from the inside, and a suicide letter was found in his room. However, Madame Carlisle suspects foul play and will not accept that he took his own life. I've prepared some information for you, so please do come and see me when you've finished your investigation of the crime scene. This is Mr. Zachary's room, to my right.
のそっか弟死んだのか。
A locked room murder mystery 47. I trust you'll get to the bottom of this.
さて何から手をつけようか。遺体はあるのかね。あるー
Why don't you use your camera to scan the dead body 47?
カメラここでもそんなしかも違う使い方万能かこのカメラねえ。ただ鍵を解除するだけじゃなくて現場検証に使える。
Throat markings indicate a rare, short-lived plant poison killed him. Spread shows time of death at around 10 o'clock last night.
You do know your poisons 47.
まあそれはね暗殺家業の重要な装備だから毒も。珍しい毒って言ってんな。どんな毒だろう。包丁持っとくか一応。よいしょ。で他はなんかあるな。衣装。
Zachary's suicide note.
うん。
Also, a sample of handwriting. It could be relevant to compare to other samples to establish its authenticity.
なるほど。の前に中身を改めたい。どれだ？ないぞ。ないな。衣装と一致しない。なるほど、誰かが書いたってことか。待って。それなんか一番当たりっぽいやつは後回しにしたい。他なんもないかな。パソコンだけ？うわ待ってこれ隠し扉だ絶対。
A hidden door.
なるほど、じゃあそっちが当たりっぽいな。さあ何が出てくる？
Zachary was shopping for new Wellingtons last night. Not exactly what you would expect from someone suicidal.
うん。てかまあそもそもね、カメラでスキャンして他殺って分かってっからよ。あれええなんで閉まった？
It's a secret passage. This could explain how the door was locked from the inside.
何が？お怪しいことをしているやつを見張れる。 いや、見張っていたのか。この穴から。
A photocopy of the floor plans. Somebody's been researching the secret ins and outs of Thornbridge Manor. I believe you've done a thorough search of the crime scene, 47. Maybe it's time to see the butler. I'm curious about the information he's prepared for you.
まあそうだけど、ここ開けていいのかな。どこに繋がるんですか？大丈夫？
Mr. Fernsby, I'm done with the crime scene.
Did you establish a time of death?
Zachary died around 10 o'clock last night.
That means the staff were off duty. And Madame Carlisle and her security didn't arrive until this morning. That leaves Madame's family and myself as the only persons here when he died. And before you ask, no, I do not have an alibi. I was alone in my office at the time of death. Here's the material that I prepared for you. It's a list of the possible suspects and their quarters. Hopefully that will help you keep track of your findings. Please come and see me when you've solved the case, and I will take you to Madame Carlisle.
Oh.
This is very useful information, 47. A quick glance.
何喋ってん
So
の？
how does one solve a murder mystery, 47? Motive, means, and opportunity, I believe. May I suggest you ask the suspects for alibis? Or perhaps do you prefer searching the manor for clues first?
はい、マジで謎解きが始まった。まさかヒットマンで謎解きを行うことになるとはね。やばくねこれ。何この情報の量。いや、わからんってこんないっぱい見せられても。書いてるちゃんと、その、誰々が。とりあえず話聞いてみるか。おめえは太陽星な。おい。太陽んでよお前。止まれこら。こいつ後回しか。のやろあいつよ。何ナンパしとるんじゃメイドを。そんなことしてる暇あったら私の話を聞いてくれ。
Rosie, tell me what you did last night.
I'm in trouble, aren't I? I spent the evening with Patrick. We met after dinner and I went home at 1 in the morning. He said he needed someone real to talk to. When he looks at you, it makes you feel like the center of the universe. Like a real princess.
But now he just ignores her.
Well, he's under a lot of pressure.
He's an idiot. That's what he is.
こい
Did
つ
you
は
notice anything out of the ordinary?
何を割り込んできとるんじゃお前
Strangers
は。
outside the house?
No, we saw no one outside. Except Patrick's mother, Emma. We were sitting on the bench behind the greenhouse talking when she came out and we had to hide. You won't tell her about me and Patrick, will you? She'd insist Madame Carlisle fire me. I'm sure of it.
Too right she will. She's always going on about how things will change once she's in charge of Thornbridge Manor.
ってことはエマって人が怪しいのか今のところ。
Emma Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Surely I'm not a suspect.
I need to account for everyone.
Well, I spent the evening with my family, but I got an awful migraine and had to take to bed. Everyone can attest to that. I believe I went up when the boys sat down for a drink around 8 o'clock. Is that all?
How did you feel about Zachary?
I might as well be honest. His presence was always awkward. But how do you have a meaningful conversation with a man who only cares about plants? In my opinion, Alexa bears some responsibility for how this ended. She supported his self-limiting behavior by letting him live here. Anything else you want to...
Have you noticed anything else out of the ordinary?
Nothing special comes to mind. Except, perhaps, I did get a feeling that Zachary was depressed, not just sad. I suppose he realized that he had no one with Alexa gone. Even Alexa must feel the pangs of guilt over that one, letting him believe she was dead. Then again, guilt isn't her strong suit.
なんか怪しいなこいつな。 どうしても自殺ってことにしたいらしいよ。この感じ。ほら、疑いありね、やっぱり。はあはあはあ。そう、ザカリーというと気まずいって言ってたし。
Gregory Carlisle, can you tell me where you were yesterday evening?
Oh, you're wondering about my alibi, Mr. Detective. Well, I left Thornbridge around 8:30 for a pint with Edward. I wish I hadn't. Quiz night at the inn. On the other hand, staying here with Zachary, my obnoxious sister, and the wife sporting another one of her headaches would have been a fate worse than death. The short of it, Zachary was very much alive when we left. I stayed for the last shout, and I was back here just before midnight. Is that all?
Tell me about Zachary.
Zach? Huh. Such a sad old sod. A bit heavy on the bottle, but who could blame him? Only company he had was his rare plants and mother, who travels more than she stays here. Honestly, I can't say which is the bigger bore. He's better off dead. Anything else you want to pry from my...
Anything else you'd like to tell me?
Nothing really. I'm just enjoying the show. Our perfect mother obviously fucked up, didn't she? Faking her own death. You know, she's explained nothing to us. I think she's scared to own up to her own mistake.
なるほど。お母さんアレクサについてちょっと思うところがあるっぽいな。疑いあり。鬱陶しい妹のレベッカ。
Rebecca Carlisle, can you tell me about yesterday evening?
We don't really see much of each other, my brothers and I. I suppose it takes our mother's funeral to bring us together, and even then, it's not like we sit on each other's laps. Now, let's see. Patrick, Gregory's son, disappeared straight after dinner. You know, I think he might be in some sort of trouble. Edward wanted to go as well, but Gregory convinced him to stay for a few drinks before they went off for a pint at the local at 8:45. I swear Gregory enjoys Edward's discomfort over staying here. I had a conference call with my New York office at 9, so I spent 3 hours on my laptop in my room and went straight to bed afterwards. I don't know about Emma. She did act a bit strange. You know, I bet she was making lists for changes needing to be done once she gets her hands on Thornbridge Manor. Quite the shock she had when Mother arrived during breakfast. Is that everything, Mr. Whitmer?
Tell me about Zachary. Did he act strange last night?
You know, now you mention it, he was a lot more chatty than usual. He wanted to know about my connections in the publishing business. Apparently, a friend of his is writing a book, which strikes me as very peculiar. I didn't think he had any friends.
Anything else you feel like mentioning?
I may be wrong, but I saw Mr. Fernsby, the butler, leave Zachary's room early this afternoon. And he seemed a bit startled when he saw me in the hallway. It's probably nothing. Oh, and one more thing. Please be kind to Edward. He can only take so much.
今のところ、もうないよね。今のところエマが一番怪しいな。複数の人間から様子がおかしかったって言われてる。集会、アレクサの一族が集まってお話。じゃあエドワードが下にいる？待って待って待って。混ぜて。私も混ぜて。
and efficient way, and I expect your cooperation in all related matters. Secondly, the arranged funeral event tomorrow will take place as planned. No one can know that I am still alive. I expect you all to act your part. Last, as you all know, I have a lot on my plate and need to focus on sorting everything out, so please do not disturb me with your petty concerns. You are all adults, and as part of the elite, you will eventually have to deal with difficult situations like this. It comes late for most of you, but this is a chance for you to show what you are made of. That will be all.
あんがとう、アレクサさん。エドワードを見つけてくれて。やっと話せる。
Professor Edward Carlisle, can you tell me your whereabouts for last night?
Oh, yes, this dreadful business with Zachary. I stay at the local inn. You see, I prefer not to spend the night here at Thornbridge Manor. My brother Gregory came along for a nightcap. He'll never admit it, but I think he understands that I find this whole thing upsetting and wanted to provide some comfort. I believe we went to the Stag's Head around 8:30. Anything else I can do to...
Can you tell me about Zachary's behavior last night?
I certainly didn't expect him to commit suicide. Sure, he was upset by Mother's supposed death. We were. But he seemed more engaged than usual. You should ask Rebecca. They had a long talk. Did you know that he hadn't left Thornbridge Manor in nearly 50 years? His plants, Mother, and the staff are all the company he had. If that's all?
Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary?
You mean apart from the fact that we came here to bury our mother and she shows up alive and kicking? Zachary found dead in his bed this morning? Or perhaps that the planned funeral is still taking place and I have to do the eulogy? And Mother will surely have a strong opinion on it afterwards. I can't breathe. Excuse me.
なんかすごくいい人っぽいけど。
What an exit.
アリバイ確定。うん。ってことは、やはり、このエマと、グレゴリーはそっか。大丈夫なのか。ってことはエマとファンズ B、どっちだろう、あるいは共犯か。
Painkiller. Lethal if you use enough of them.
But not the poison used to kill Zachary. Of course, Madame Carlisle doesn't know that. Are you considering to frame the butler, 47?
なるほど。
Mr. Fernsby clearly didn't commit the murder, but I think you have enough evidence to convince Madame Carlisle he did. Maybe you should tell him you are ready to present your findings.
おお、いけた？
Unless, of course, you want to do some more detecting, 47?
いや、もう、だって調べ尽くしたよ。うん、カメラ撮るとこも撮ったし。じゃあ、彼女に話しかければいいのか。あ、違う。執事に調査終了か？どっか？おった。待っててくれた。
I'm ready to present my conclusion to Madame Carlisle.
Very well. If you'll follow me, sir.
ただ、誰？いや、向こうにいるよ。どこ行くん？いや、すぐ横にいません？ねえ。あんちゃん？なんで上行くん？後ろおるて。なんかあるのかな？ちゃんと決まった場所が。そこで告げるみたいな結果を。どっち？あ、こっち？サンキュー。ちゃんと指で刺してくれるの嬉しいわ。ここか。ちょっと待て。何かあるかおい、ごめんね。なんかあるんじゃねえかって調べようと思ったら後ろにいた。危ねえやつが。ゲット。宝物はね、回収していくよ。ないかな？何これ？いや、押せないわ。見えるもん。リンゴがあって、ヒカキ棒。
Your detective skills have gained you access to the lion's den, 47. Now, go claim your reward.
ああ、そういうこと。もう関係ないんじゃないのこれ。調査する意味あった？ここにさ、入りさえすれば OK だったんじゃないの？調査終わりましたよっつって適当に。
So, Mr. Whitmer, you've reached a conclusion.
ああ、わかった。
Please, go ahead.
これしかないじゃん。
Mr. Fernsby killed Zachary.
Fernsby? Oh, you've got that wrong. He would never do such a thing. He is the most loyal man I have ever met.
I found pills in his office that matches the poison that killed your brother. Furthermore, I found Zachary's notebook, half burned, in Mr. Fernsby's fireplace. It showed that Zachary intended to publish a written confession to a murder the two of you committed nearly 50 years ago. The murder of your older brother, Montgomery.
That's outrageous. We did no such thing.
No need to feign innocence. I know a killer when I see one, and my discretion is assured. The papers also described how Mr. Fernsby helped you stage the murder of Montgomery as an accident. I believe he killed Zachary not to be exposed as an accomplice to murder.
Sweet Fernsby. You are wrong, Mr. Whitmer. He did not do it to protect himself. He did it to protect the Carlisle legacy. Mr. Fernsby, like myself, understands that sacrifices must be made to secure stability and prosperity. Mr. Whitmer, I'd appreciate it if your findings never leave this room. I understand Fernsby's actions, and there is no need for them to have more consequences than they already have. Fernsby was very fond of Zachary, and I'm sure his decision will haunt him to the day he dies. About your reward, have you considered an amount?
いや、ね、これ調査ファイルっていいのかな？やっちゃうよ。
I want the file you have on Arthur Edwards.
Arthur Edwards, the Constant. But that must mean you're... I expected you'd show up. But you're not here to kill me. If you were, you would have already. The enemy of my enemy, I suppose. You can have it. You earned it.
マジで？こちらが ICA というかそのルーカス・グレイとかの一味と分かっていながらなんて肝が据わっているんだ。
The file you want is in the safe. Good hunting. I need some privacy. Thank you.
Hello, sir.
Good work, 47. That's the file on Arthur Edwards secured. Time to take care of Madame Carlisle.
さて、いただくもんもいただいたしな。そろそろやりますか。ちょっと待ってな。何かやる方法があると思う。あ、突き落としかな、あの感じだったら。暗殺で、待ってな。写真撮影中に感電死。いや、埋葬。脂質で排除。これ脂質に当たる？まずい。待てい待つんじゃ。コインが、包丁じゃなくてコインですね。へっ！これ来ないかもしれない。護衛に託すパターン。ですよね。もう、お前マジかよ。まずいんじゃないか？
Right, damn you, Edwards. Answer your bloody phone, you coward. How dare you interfere with my life like this? You're a nobody, a weasel.
うわ、ここでやりたいのに。
You are in way over your head, and I will make you.
やれそうな。いやでも、サイレントアサシン狙うならやめた方がいい。それチャレンジは達成できるけど、この状況でやると確実にバレる。いや待てよ、意外とバレないか。事故死だったら。ちょっと待ってな。一旦これ撃ち落としてみて、で、いけたら、ね。いけたら、この上とかほら、いけるじゃん。セーブロードというかオートセーブから巻き戻してやろう。それがいい。これいけるんじゃない？多分。ほら！よしよしよし、いけるぞ！オートセーブ巻き戻う。さあ、行くぜ。お、コインを見つけて。コインいいもんがいっぱいあるねつって。早く行け。護衛が来るだろうが。今ねん。よいしょーアレクサ・カーライル排除。ただこっから安全に。何この音。ニュイーって。これはすんごいおー、いいチャレンジゲットできたんじゃないか。ほら、事故死だから左下のサイレントアサシンマーク緑色のまま。前回黄色だったけどな。やったぜ。これであと脱出すれば。なんか霊柩車の鍵持ってるから霊柩車から出たいな、どうせなら。あ、何お前。行ってく。ちょっと待って、間違う。この部屋入っちゃまずいよ。大丈夫かな？怪しまれない。いやーね、死体袋運ばれてる。さよなら。ありがとうございました。いやー、うまいことハマったけど間違えてるよ。ルートどこ？ここ階段どこだっけ？こっちか。いや、やったぜ。 うめえこと、これ初めてじゃないか。これまでヒットマンやってきて、あんなにうまいことね、なんだろう、狙ったチャレンジを取れたのは。結構難しいんだよ、こういうのって。他巻き添えにしたりとか、ちょっとずれて当たらなかったりとか。うまいこと言ったわ。しかもサイレントアサシンを達成した状態で。あとは霊柩車がどこにあるかっていう話なんだが。ない霊柩車ない霊柩車の鍵ゲットしたんですけど。あ、まだあったんだ、こんなとこ。写真が。遠いよ、そこ。ちょっと、霊柩車の鍵持ってるから。ねえ。これ。あ、これがそれ遠くねバカな。もっとなんかその辺近くにあるんじゃねえのか。絶対これだ。絶対これだけど、どうやって脱出すんのこれ。脱出マークすら出てない。ってことは違うのかな。それとも、この最初のミッションではダメかな。
47. They're everywhere. Go, get out. It's the Constantine. Shit.
何どこでてかルーカス・グレー、彼はどこだったっけ。最初のブリーフィング忘れちゃった。このミッションの中身が濃すぎて、情報がありすぎて。いいんだね。一家の主、見えざる暗殺者、サイレントアサシン来たー。やった、一発目でサイレントアサシンはめちゃくちゃ嬉しいよ。最高速度、これはすんごい。27000ありがとう。サイレントアサシンめっちゃシンプル。ミッション時間58分。やば。まあでも1時間かけた会話あったね。めんどくさそうな探偵のミッションも終わらせたし、サイレントアサシンもしっかり取りましたよ。ねこれショートボーラー新たな ICA-19 ゲットしたぞ。マーク3フラバー配達物音質2は
Diana can't help you now. You need to find Olivia. She will know what to do. I wish there had been more time.
And then there were none. Thank you, Miss Burnwood. Now, it's my turn.
Stay down. Boss wants you alive.
Yeah? How about now?
Over here! Cover me!
Walk away!
Or what? You gonna take us all on?
Don't. Tell the Constant to start running!
You think you've won? 47 is out there. And 47 never misses his mark.
Neither do you, Miss Burnwood. That's what makes you valuable.
You're delusional. You think I would betray 47?
Trust me, you owe him nothing.
What is this?
I told you we could help each other, and I meant it. I'll look forward to your call.
Gray is gone. Go to Berlin and stay out of sight. We're all that's left now.
Eh, 嘘やん。ルーカス・グレー、サブジェクト6。おそらくその47の正体を明かさないようにするため自殺したんだね。はーい、ということで、完全無欠のサイレントアサシンでクリアできましたので、今回は、ここまでと。嘘やん、ここでメインキャラ死ぬしかも一番重要と言っても過言ではない。ねえ。そんなことってありますか？いやー、あそこね、47もしかしたらやれたんじゃないかなって。伺ってたもんね、周囲のその敵の配置とかさ、動きを。これ次回、おそらくベルリンだろうね。ベルリンに行って姿を隠せって言ってたから、ドイツ、ベルって見えてるけど、これ多分ベルリンだわ。なので、次回楽しみしつつ、ただ、やはりこのミッションストーリー、今3分の、また3個なんだね。今回少ないのかな、全体的にそのミッションストーリー。やっぱ、凝縮されてるからみたいな。バラバラじゃなくてね。だから3分の1になってるのこれを3分の3にしてから、次回のその次、ベルリンね、行きたいと思いますので、お楽しみに。それでは、また。